Hi guys, Lily here, and hello! I've had a nice vacation, both me and the girlies, my dad's liners, and I've started gardening a little bit. I have, but most of all, I have wrecked my craft room because I've been crafting like crazy, and I had so many ideas I wanted to put to kind of finish up and actually execute, so I'm just have to start sharing them, right? Some of them are, I'll guess I can say, unusual. Some of them are very large, and some are seasonal. And let me just start by showing the seasonal one, because Easter is just around the corner. Okay, so I made a bird's nest, and I had so much fun doing this, and it took me a little while, but you know, I was halfway watching a video or halfway chatting with somebody when I did it, or you know, so it kind of progressed by itself. And this, I absolutely love doing this because it's a super nice way to actually use up your scraps. And if you can see, well, I'm gonna tell about the eggs first, because then I can take them out and hold it up closer. Okay, the eggs they are actually real eggs. Of course, I've blown out the contents of them and cleaned them up. They took me a whole day to make. Yeah, crazy, right? More or less like a whole crafting day at least. They were first painted, then I stamped on them, and that was kind of quick, right? So, but then came the hard part. I used, let's see, I used this. It's ultra thick embossing powder or enamel, and it's like a embossing powder, but it becomes thicker, and it is similar to enameling. And I used special pan to dip the eggs in, and it was difficult. I must admit, it was difficult and fiddly, and I had to make sure I didn't burn myself, because the pan, you pour the UT, which is the short name for this, into the pan, let it melt, and then you kind of dip things in it, right? Instead of using ink and embossing ink and drizzle it over like normal. I could have done that, but it wouldn't take less time and wouldn't be easier. So the problem here is where to hold the egg, right? So I had the holes on each end, so I took a long stick pin and kind of tried to fiddle it and hold it steadily, but I dropped them a couple of times in the UT and had to start over again. So, but they look very nice on the top part, right? And they are colored in with Lindy's, and let's see, I used some silks, which is a very nice paint. It is by Color Art, and this blue here, I used that one actually. Let's see. See, there's a shimmer down there, very beautiful. And I used Lindy's, of course, and then I used some of the icicles, and this is Luminart Primary Elements. Luminart and Color Art is the same company, but it's, you know, and this one acquires gum arabic to actually stick to things, and some liquid, of course. And then I stamped with archival ink, and I used several different script stamps. This one's script, this one is notes, there, and on the top you can see there's a glitter on top of it all. So you can see, and that's just ordinary glitter drizzled onto the UT while it was still warm. And on the back side it looks like this because the excess have to go somewhere. And I put it on something flat so it became like flat underneath so it would sit better. And they get very lively, let's see, a little further away, come on camera, hello. Okay, here you can faintly see it says bonjour, and here you can see a little bit of the egg is not covered, but I'm okay with that. Just gives it more interest. And here you can see this one here, it's the excess. You can't get it out when you're working on a round surface like this. There's a darker one, and again you see some glitter. And this one I sprinkled some ordinary embossing powder on in white. I like the effect. So okay, so that, and they could become like very sturdy actually, even though they are void inside. Okay, so the nest. I used some chicken wire first. So I cut out a circle, and then I cut out 2 strips of chicken wire approximately this width, and I guess they were like 14 inches long. And then I folded it into itself, so it became like a roll, right? And then I went around the circle and attached it to the circle underneath, so it became like a nest in chicken wire, right? And then I started, first I started tying in some at the bottom here. So it's just weaving in and out, weaving in and out. And here again, this one is probably like 7-8 inches scraps, right? So you can see there's a little bit here, but it's just to tuck it in. And there's also some yarn, fibers, laces, and so on. So you get the look of that on top. It's covering the chicken wire. And then there's scraps of seam binding, a yarn, some, this is, you know, like curtain I found on the thrift store. And here you can see there's bits and pieces of dangling laces. Sometimes we have just a few bits left, say like this one here, right? So all you do is actually pull it through the chicken wire. You can see here, you can see it if I bend this away, there, and you just, it's so easy, very, very easy. You just take it through and tie a knot, and that's it. But of course you have to keep on doing it for quite some time. And I started with the ones I didn't necessarily want to show so much, you know, the less fancy things, and those who, and they had to also make some kind of bulk, be very fluffy, because that was the only way to avoid sitting tying this for 2 days, I figured out. So but you know, this was like a project you do in sleep, more or less, once you start tying. And I had a lot of fun doing this. You see, here is some tassels from curtains, just bits and pieces. This is half of a crochet lace. I don't know where I got that, but I love it. And there's also, you can use ribbon with wire, I guess, too. So, and if you have gotten laces from somebody and you have just a little scrap left and don't want to toss it away, just put them in a bag and do this. And this can be made for Christmas as well, and you can put Christmas baubles in it, just another color, perhaps your favorite colors. So yeah, your nest is easy, the eggs not so much, but you know, you can just paint eggs whatever you like it and stamp and just glue some glitter on it. So, and that will be fun. If you think about putting lace on top of them, I wouldn't do that because they will melt too much into this nest. They will become like the same and blend in too much, so make them invisible sort of. So, and it's nice to have a little bit of contrasting color, and for me this is spring color, happy spring color, and it will suit my interior very well. And this gonna go on my coffee table, I think. So, and you know, if you have a little birdie of sorts, you can always tuck the birdie and set it on the side here, and you can put in some feathers as well if you have that. You can also make a couple of smaller handmade flowers and put on them. So yeah, quite fun and easy to make. And I hope you like this, and I speak to you all soon.